Recently searched Barhead, Plum Island at Newburyport, Massachusetts, uh, found ancient Roman coins and 18th century Spanish gold doubloons there, all very recent. So here's a good example of how protected little nest egg location revealed right here. Good example of this is a sand packet 1/2 mile up Marconi Beach, Wellfleet, Massachusetts. Um, it was actually first revealed in newspapers in 1982 when Barry Clifford found the wreck of 1717 pirate ship Wida. Prior to that, the beachcombers would pluck silver pieces of eight at the same spot after every wild northeastern storm, and keeping their finds and this lucrative location to be a very dark secret. Barry Clifford, by the way, opened a museum at Cape Cod you can go visit with some of the finds from Wida. Many Cape Coders had picked up many silver coins in numbers reaching hundreds over the years, over the last several years, without divulging the source of the riches. So here are some of the locations: Race Point, Provincetown, Nauset Beach, spells Nauset Beach, and Chatham Dunes are other known spots at Cape Cod for finding 18th century silver coins washed in from shipwrecks or possibly from some pirate cache buried deep in the sand. Fisherman Arthur Duane found 60,000 in gold coins near Chatham Light in the late 1800s, supposedly from a treasure chest buried there by pirates. Before Duane died, he revealed to relatives that he didn't dig out all the gold, for a stone had covered it over and about 25% of it remains buried in the sand. In January of 1934, Earl Rich of Yarmouth dug up a clay pot of silver coins and two pirate cutlasses at Great Island, Cape Cod. One of the cutlasses has a date 1703 scratched onto it. The islands of Cape Cod should uncover pirate caches for the dedicated treasure hunter as well, especially Elizabeth Islands, Kadihang, and Nashwan Islands in particular, for pirates were known to anchor often in Tarpaulin Cove. These islands are still pretty well desolated and had to be choice spots for pirates to bank their wealth. A man and wife pirate team, Eric and Maria Cobham, active in 1700s, supposedly buried the gold on Nantucket Island, and two 19th century pirates named Johnson and Walker admitted to burying treasure at Martha's Vineyard. Walker, a mate aboard the sailing brig Splendid, poisoned his captain John Harding and transferred 60,000 silver dollars in canvas bags from the Splendid to pirate captain Johnson's ships, the Mary Alice. Johnson in 1846 buried his half share of the treasure at the beach near East Chop Light. Walker also buried 30,000 pieces of silver at Martha's Vineyards, but later, while moving his treasure to bury it on the mainland in Falmouth, he was captured. His share of the treasure was confiscated by the sheriff. Johnson, hearing of Walker's capture, fled New England and never dared return for his share of the silver. Supposedly, it still remains buried in the sand. Three children started a gold rush at Edgewater Beach in Hull, Massachusetts. Hull, Hull, Massachusetts, 1967, after finding old coins in the sand. Stephen Doyle, age 11, and his sister Julie, age 6, first uncovered a wooden box in the shallows while waiting, and with it a sealed leather pouch. They got it up to 70 coins of silver and gold, most dating in the early 1700s, and some were extremely rare. Word spread like wildfire, and hundreds of locals carrying shovels and metal detectors scoured the beach, but only a few more coins were found. Across Boston Harbor from Hull, near Nick's Mate Island, 18th century Mexican coins, some 1,200 of them were found at Deer Island, Winthrop, in October of 1906. Also in 1880, a gold rush like that in Hull was ignited at Winthrop. Then Duffield, age 12, found a ripped canvas bag half filled with silver and gold coins on Short Beach after a storm. They were Mexican and Spanish coins dated in the 19th century, from 1822 to 1835. Over 100 people came to search the sand, and over 1,000 coins were uncovered, but whether they came from an offshore wreck or a buried treasure, nobody knows. Similar coins are periodically found at Short Beach. And if you enjoyed this program, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. If you would like to view the videos before they are published on YouTube, sometimes even a week before, because for treasure hunter, the right information received ahead of time can mean a difference between success and failure, you can click on my Patreon account in the description below. In addition to some extras, you will also receive a full transcript of the videos, but most of all, your support will allow me to continue to do research and post more videos for you. And thank you for your support. And Grover's Cliff, as well as at neighboring Nathan and Riviera. Skin diving in the shallows at Bass Point, Nathan, Art Chanelton of Beverly recently found a Spanish medallion. Mendel Pearson of Smithsonian Institute, after studying the medallion, indicated that it might have come from the same treasure lode that was found at Winthrop in 1880 and at Deer Island in 1906. Further up the north shore of Massachusetts at Ipswich, an 1880 diary records that coins similar to those found at Winthrop were uncovered by several Essex men who were gunning on Ipswich Beach. Mr. Proctor, the diarist, writes, "They picked up several Mexican dollars, and on the following day 3 more were found. They were believed to come from the brig Falconer that was cast away off Castle Neck on December 17, 1847. About 30 Essex young men armed with hoes, shovels, and rakes went to the spot and searched for treasure, but to no avail. Similar coins have been found by hunters with metal detectors at Cranes Beach and Little Neck, Ipswich." Also, rumor has it that clam diggers recently found 6 silver bars in the mud flats at Essex. Elusive pirate treasure has been searched for on the banks of the Parker River at nearby Byfield for over 64 years, but to no avail. A wooden chest covered with thick leather bound with copper straps containing over 200,000 in gold and silver coins was shipped almost halfway around the world from 1799 through 1800 until it landed in Massachusetts. It was the property of Captain Roger Hyman, commander of some 400 pirates who infested the Caribbean in late 18th century. His headquarters on the island of Haiti was attacked by the American Navy on December 31st, 1799, and although Hyman with a fleet of 10 pirate vessels sailed out of the battle, the warships, 6 of his fleet were destroyed by the schooner Experiment and the frigate Boston. Hyman, however, badly wounded, managed to escape in his ship. He sailed for England, where he disbanded his pirate crew, hoping to find protection with his family in Bristol. He was told that they had moved to New York in his absence. Still suffering from his wounds, he boarded the passenger ship to New York at Liverpool under an alias. His trunks, filled with the treasure he had collected over the years, were safely stored with him in his cabin. An English doctor named Griffin, who was aboard, was called to Hyman's cabin shortly after they were underway. Hyman's wounds were festering and he was feverish. Before Griffin would treat him, he made the pirate confess to how he could have possibly received such severe wounds. By the time the ship reached Newberry port, the first stop before sailing on to New York, Hyman was in coma, and Dr. Griffin was sure that he would soon die. The doctor had befriended another passenger aboard the ship, a New Yorker named Stearns Compton. While in port, he persuaded Compton to remove one of the chests from Hyman's cabin and loaded it onto a dockside wagon. Hiring wagon, Griffin and Compton left the ship and headed south. With darkness setting in, they got only as far as Putnam Tavern on the Boston Newburyport Road, where they decided to stay the night. While eating breakfast at the tavern next morning, a man arrived from Newburyport to announce to all in the tavern that the constables and sheriff's men were out looking for two men who stole a considerable sum of money from a pursuer's safe of a ship docked at the port. Trying to look as inconspicuous as possible, the two robbers gulped the food and headed the wagon down a side road toward the Parker River. There, they nervously decided to break open the chest, take as many coins as they could comfortably carry, and hide the rest somewhere nearby. They swore an oath to each other that they would not return for the bulk of the treasure until the 4th of July, 1806. Inside of their locked trunk, they found canvas bags filled with gold and silver coins and took as many as they could carry. Then they buried or hid the remaining treasure nearby and rode on to Boston. It wasn't until 1923 that anyone knew about the treasure at Byfield, or that neither Dr. Griffin nor Stearns Compton ever returned further to divide the treasure. Both had wisely invested the money they had carried into New York. By 1806, they were wealthy beyond their dreams. Griffin contacted Compton before the July 4th deadline, and they agreed to leave well enough alone. They didn't need the money, nor they were willing to risk going back for it. Before Compton died in 1857, he told his family about the pirate treasure, and in 1923 his great-granddaughter came to Byfield, hoping to find it, hidden under a rock on the banks of the river, the rock being marked with the letter A. Her ancestor had informed the family, but she couldn't find it. After a few weeks of searching, she left Byfield, but told family living there that she would share the treasure with them if they could find it. They couldn't. In 1943, however, a Byfield farmer digging a well near the river uncovered a few Spanish coins dated 1794. Where these were from, pirate Hyman's chest, no one knows, nor is the farmer willing to discuss the matter further. If you enjoy this program, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. If you would like to view the videos before they are published on YouTube, sometimes even a week before, because for treasure hunter, the right information received ahead of time can mean a difference between success and failure, you can click on my Patreon account in the description below. In addition to some extras, you will also receive a full transcript of the videos, but most of all, your support will allow me to continue to do research and post more videos for you. And thank you for your support.